Hello students, and welcome to the first video in our three-part series on the TOEFL iBT listening section. In this video, we're going to discuss the overall format of the listening section, timing, and the two types of listening passages that you'll encounter. Let's get started. The listening section of the TOEFL iBT is a carefully designed segment of the test that will assess your comprehension of spoken English in an academic setting, mirroring the experiences you'll encounter in a university environment. While ETS says the listening section can take 36 minutes, it takes most students between 40 and 55 minutes to complete. There are 5 audio recordings in the listening section, 3 academic lectures, which are each followed by 6 multiple-choice questions, and then there are 2 university-based conversations, each followed by 5 multiple-choice questions. That adds up to a total of 28 questions in the listening section. Let's focus on the academic lectures next. The academic lectures present topics from various fields, such as science, social science, history, art, etc. Each lecture is between 4 and 5 minutes long, and after listening to each lecture, you'll be asked to respond to 6 multiple-choice questions aimed at testing your understanding of the topic, the main points raised, and the details presented. Now let's focus on university-based conversations. These could be between a professor and a student, or a member of the university staff and a student. Each conversation lasts between 2 and 3 minutes, and you'll answer 5 questions after each conversation. Just like the lectures, these conversations aim to evaluate your ability to understand the nuances of spoken English in various academic settings. It's important to note that each recording, whether it be a lecture or conversation, is played only once, which means you cannot go back and listen to a recording again. This means you must take detailed notes while listening to a recording. Now, this necessitates an intense level of focus, sharp listening skills, and the ability to quickly comprehend and retain the information presented. If you'd like to receive a free PDF of today's lesson, which includes all of the important information from this video, a quiz that tests your comprehension, and extra resources to help prepare you for the TOEFL iBT, simply click on the link in the description below. After you enter your email, you'll immediately receive a link to download the PDF of today's lesson. Now let's listen to an example of an academic lecture. For the purposes of this video, I'm not going to play a full 4 to 5 minute example. I'm just going to play the first 60 seconds of an academic lecture, just to give you an idea of what they're all about.
Today, we're going to talk about mammals, one of the most diverse groups of animals on Earth. Mammals are characterized by a few key features. They are warm-blooded, have hair or fur on their bodies, and most importantly, they produce milk to feed their young. There are about 6,400 species of mammals, ranging from tiny bats to massive whales. They can be found in almost every environment on the planet, from deserts to oceans, forests, and even the Arctic. One of the key features of mammals is that they are endothermic, or warm-blooded. This means they can regulate their body temperature internally, allowing them to survive in a wide range of climates.
Excuse me, Professor, why is being warm-blooded important for mammals?
Well, being warm-blooded allows mammals to maintain a consistent body temperature, which means they can stay active even when it's cold outside. This is especially important for animals that live in cooler climates because it gives them the ability to hunt, move, and survive in environments where cold-blooded animals might struggle.
After listening to the example, you can clearly note that there isn't a lot of back and forth going on between the professor and the students. You might occasionally hear a student ask a question, but for the most part, it's just the professor giving a lecture. This is the only type of academic lecture in the TOEFL iBT listening section. Next, let's move on to university-based conversations. I'm going to cover the 2 types of conversations that you'll encounter in the listening section. The first is between a professor and a student, and the second is between a university staff member and a student. Here is the first example, which is between a student and a professor. Again, keep in mind this is not a full 2 to 3 minute example, but just the first 60 seconds of one, just to give you an idea of what to expect.
Hi, come on in. How can I help you today?
Hi, Professor. I wanted to ask a few questions about the final project on Shakespeare. I'm a bit unsure about how much it will impact my final grade.
Of course, I'm glad you asked. The final project is a significant part of your grade. It's worth 30% of the total, so it will definitely have an impact on your final mark for the course.
Okay, I see. So, does that mean it's more important than the midterm exam?
Yes, that's correct. The midterm exam was worth 20%, so the final project carries more weight. We designed it this way because the project requires a deeper level of analysis and critical thinking. It's your opportunity to showcase what you've learned throughout the semester.
Got it. And if I'm struggling with a particular aspect of the project, like analyzing the themes, would you recommend focusing on that more? Or should I try to cover multiple aspects even if I'm not as confident?
Good question. I would suggest focusing on the areas where you can present a strong, well-supported argument.
Are you taking the TOEFL iBT soon? Then I invite you to take our course. Unlock the TOEFL iBT Mastering the Test online preparation course. It's a fully online, self-paced course that comprehensively prepares you for every section of the TOEFL iBT. It has engaging readings, expert video lessons, interactive quizzes, proven strategies, hundreds of practice questions, 2 full-length online practice tests, and individualized feedback. With this course, you'll have everything you need to ace the TOEFL iBT. For more information, the link to the course page is in the description below. Lastly, let's listen to a 60-second example between a student and a university staff member.
Hi there. Could I ask you a few questions about the new vegetarian options you've added to the menu?
Of course, sweetie. What would you like to know?
Well, I noticed there are a few new dishes, like the veggie lasagna and the quinoa salad. Are these available every day, or do they rotate?
We actually rotate some of the vegetarian dishes throughout the week. The veggie lasagna, for example, is available on Mondays and Thursdays. The quinoa salad is more of a regular option, so you can usually find it every day.
That's good to know. Are there any plans to add more options? I'm vegetarian, and sometimes it feels like there aren't a lot of choices, especially for lunch.
Yes, we've definitely heard that feedback from other students too. We're actually testing out a few new recipes this month. We're thinking of adding a chickpea curry and a veggie stir-fry with tofu. If they're popular, we'll make them permanent options.
After listening to an example of an academic lecture and the 2 types of conversations, you can see that they vary quite significantly from one another. So it's important that you're familiar with each of them and that you thoroughly practice with each one as well. So you can see that the listening section demands more than just linguistic understanding. It requires an ability to analyze, remember key details, and infer meaning from the audio recordings. Mastering the demands of the listening section is a challenging task, but with focused practice and the right strategies, you can hone your listening skills and improve your ability to effectively comprehend and interpret spoken English in a variety of academic settings. In our next video, we're going to look at the 4 types of question formats and the 8 types of questions that are in the listening section of the TOEFL iBT. If you found this video useful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos about the TOEFL iBT and other important topics related to university admissions. Until next time, students, keep exploring, keep learning, and let the world be your classroom.